All right, 3, 2, 1. Hey everyone, my name is Neil Lumsden and I have the privilege and honor of being the Minister of Tourism, Culture and Sport here in Ontario. And I'd like to welcome everyone and thank the Brantford Sports Council for doing what they've done to have the designation of Brantford being the tournament capital of Ontario. And 25 years, think about that. Well, I'm going to think about the next 25 years, and they continue to do all the great things that they've already established and continue to do for everyone across this province, and further about staging and creating opportunity to host events right here in Brantford. Now, as I mentioned, my ministry is tourism, culture, and sport, but I've added something to it because I really believe, and I believe strongly, based on my background and my years as an athlete and coaching for over 35 years in the communities, whether it be football or hockey, that culture is part of tourism, culture is part of culture, and certainly culture is part of sport. And I think when you establish within a community like Brantford has done a great culture for hosting, it resonates, not only just across Ontario, but across the country and into the United States. And culture these days is so important in everything we do. It's a way, you know what, it's about how you think and how you do things. And Brantford clearly has been doing things great. I speak fairly passionately at a lot of times about culture because I believe in it. And culture means you have great leadership, you have great community, and you have great volunteers and involvement in doing something that is important to everyone. So when people come to Brantford, they know the support is going to be there. There is the leadership. There is a massive group of volunteers that love to be part of hosting. A great example is the 55 plus senior games that just happened right here in Brantford. And thanks to the leadership group and my colleague, MPP Will Boma, for all they do to help make Brantford the tournament capital of Ontario. But when we talk about leadership, I have to talk about Walter Gretzky. I mean, the guy behind me was a leader and understands more about culture than most people based on his experience both on and off the ice. And Walter extended that within the community. And his ability to reach people and touch people was second to none. And here's a fun little story for you. Many years ago when I had my own business, Drive Marketing, we created events and we did a lot of development around strategies. And we had an event called the Canadian National Pond Hockey Championships, and it ran for about 10 years up in Deerhurst Resort in Huntsville. And we asked Walter if he would come up and be the honorary coach for at least 1 year. And the tournament ran at the end of January, early February, and over 2 weekends, we had close to 300 teams participate. But it was a little different. It wasn't a normal hockey tournament. It was outdoors. It was like the pictures we've seen of Walter and his son Wayne in the backyard, outdoors, learning the game. And when we created a stage, Walter came up with his team, a wonderful group of people, and spent the weekend with us. And the funny story was we were up in Deerhurst Resort having a coffee, and all of a sudden people said, well, where's Walter? And we could oversee the rinks from where we were sitting. And we looked down, and he had gone down on his own. And now the games were on at this point because the games were 2 15-minute halves. And as he walked down the middle, the game stopped and people started to come over. And he went over and engaged in everybody. Games didn't matter, the guys who were playing, and trust me, they all wanted to play and compete. But when Walter Gretzky walked down the middle of those rinks, time stopped. The respect they have for him, his family, and what he represents to hockey and a community is second to none, and they knew it. And they wanted to have a couple minutes to just say hi. You want to talk about impact? That's impact. Anytime you look at pictures like this of Walter and the thousands of people that he's come across and supported in sport, makes us all reflect of our own families and what we've done. And you know, this is incredible. I mean, this one page doesn't come close to representing what he did within his community. But there are a couple pictures that remind me, one being in a golf tournament in Brantford once. His foursome was behind the one I was playing in. And every time we looked back, there was Walter in the rough, running through the rough, getting his ball in because it was the best ball. So everyone goes to the best ball. And there he is. He was in remarkably good shape. I was surprised to see him fly around the golf course like that. But, you know, so many others, just what he has done, the family pictures, where his name was put on a street, the Walter Gretzky. It really is remarkable, and can't lose sight of so many pictures of him with kids in minor sport. It's incredible, whether it's trophy, whether it's practices. It is, it's amazing. It really is.